How's it going, boys? Johnny Superb Man here, and it's time for some more Hockey Ultimate Team pack openings. And look at that number in the bottom. Jesus, 75 packs I need to open. Every time I do a pack opening video and I actually think that I'm chipping away at it, they send me a shit ton more. More than I opened in the last video, right? So I was asking you guys in the last video, give me a topic to talk about, because I want to get through all these packs nice and quickly, and I don't know what to talk about, right? So I was reading your comments. Some of you guys were saying that I should talk about NHL 16, just my opinions and thoughts about it. And you know what? That's actually perfect, because I am kind of not in the middle. I'm at the start of making my final NHL 15 quick review, or I already did the quick review, but another review. And I have a lot of stuff written down, so I can just use that as talking points. So yeah, let's get started. 75. This is the thing. I was debating whether or not I did want to do it the quick way. I know you guys were saying that good cards are later in the pack, right? But if I'm going to get through 75 freaking cards, I got to go a lot faster. Like, look, this is going to take forever, and there's nothing in this quick sell. So, no, okay, I'll just do it this way. You guys, Murphy's Law, right? You guys are probably right. Those cards that or those packs that I resold before, you're probably right. There was probably a Crosby in the back. The Murphy's Law, we'll never be able to tell. But let's talk about NHL 16, you know, because I've been talking about it a lot on my website with everyone who's there. Some people agree with me. Some people say that I shouldn't be already so down or so skeptical about NHL 16, and that's where I stand right now, boys. I don't believe that NHL 16 is going to be a good game. When you compare it to NHL 15, hell yeah, it'll be an amazing game, but that's the problem. If you go back and compare it to NHL 14, I still think it will be lackluster, and that's what I can't stand. You know, I've been somebody who's been playing NHL games since NHL 2000. I have a memory. I can compare the new game to a previous game. It doesn't have to be the game that came out just before, right? And Mike Modano, is that good? 46,000, not bad. And that's what I feel, you know, there's a major problem with the current gen. It's like they took so many steps back on purpose. Hang on a sec. It's like they took so many steps back on purpose so that they could come up with NHL 16 and convince the young, dumb, impressionable fans that, hey, we've made the game better. But yet older players such as myself, you know, we look at that and say, what the hell? You know, NHL 14 had shootout mode. How can you say that NHL 16 is still going to be a good game? And that's, I really get the feeling that EA, you know, I've just grown out of what EA Sports products represent. I'm no longer a child anymore, and it seems like when it comes to their sport games, like I said, they want that young, dumb, impressionable fan that only cares about the picture or the overall number. They don't really care about the actual intricacies of hockey simulation, and that's what I'm looking for, right? I know the game is rated everyone. That doesn't mean that the game is made for everyone. That just means that the content within the game is suitable for everyone. I really feel like this game is made for 15 and younger males, right? So as a 27-year-old, maybe I'm just too old for this game now, and that kind of pisses me off because I want a good hockey simulator. And at the end of the day, they do charge full price for this game, right? So you can compare it to other games at the same price. So we'll get into this here, just about some of the fixes that I'd like to see. Right trigger should mean ice pass. Right bumper should be saucer pass. All right, there's another Pavel Bure card. You look back at old gen, the passing on old gen I felt was fantastic. It was the fact that the defense sometimes allowed cross creasers to go right through them. That I didn't like. But from the point of view of the passer to the receiver, I felt like passing was fantastic. Like the tuner, the sensitivity of the sauce with the regular pass. Try just pass it in NHL 15 on current gen. The passing's all over the place. Whether it comes to the guy trying to receive the pass, you tap the right trigger and all of a sudden the guy sends a saucer pass, right? If you look at a game like FIFA, if anyone has ever done any of the FIFA skills, you know those passing skills where it's like you have to aim at the right target and pass? But for the targets that are way far away, you have to hold down the pass button for a certain amount of time to power it up. If you don't power it up, it will never get there. That's one of the problems I have with the passing in this game. It's like, you know, say there's two players that are aligned perfectly, and I tap the pass button, it may sometimes go to the guy who's farther away, even though I tapped it, right? There needs to be a better passing system in this game. Right now, passing is absolutely atrocious. I know they're going to say that they fixed it, right? But I mean, Jesus, why should we have to fix passing in a hockey game for NHL 2015? Good Lord, isn't that one of the basics of hockey? So passing needs to be fixed. I've already mentioned that. In-game strat. Yeah, I don't think anyone would disagree with this. The in-game strategies need to be fixed. You can't sauce, pass, or poke when those heads-up displays are up. And also sometimes you accidentally... okay, hang on. Frederick Anderson. Has anyone, Andrew Dowdy, holy shit, that's not too bad. Has anyone, ever been fiddling around with the strategies, trying to figure out what you want to do? Say it's a power play and you're trying to decide if you want umbrella or overload, and you take an extra second, and then you press Y to change it, but it goes away. Hang on. It goes away, so then your guy tries to start a fight because it's mapped to the same button. Stupid little shit like that has got to go. And that's solved through beta testing, and that's why I say NHL 15 was a beta test. We did the beta testing. We told them that, you can't assign the strategy change to RB and have poke check as RB at the same time. Just go back, again, to what was available in NHL 14, the D-pad. Something that has not been assigned. Use that to change the strategies. Oh my god, incredible. Right? Just go back to using the D-pad for strategies, EA. My god, man. Quick sell all, there you go. What else? Hut boosts need to be reworked. Oh god, I really went into detail with this. I have a whole new system for how we can improve boosts. You know what? I'll save that for the review because I need to use visuals and stuff for that. Well, yeah, we'll move on. Hang on, let me just go through this pack. Joe Thornton, how much? 3,000. Quick sell all. There you go. All right, so. Okay, so this one's an interesting one. There needs to be a select player button where you hold down right trigger and 4 icons pop up over each player so you can select them. When you're on defense and you're trying to select a certain player, but the way the game's programmed, when you press right trigger, the game's going to select the player closest to the puck that you're not controlling. It doesn't cycle through alphabetically. It doesn't cycle through positionally. It will always grab the player you're not controlling that is closest to the puck. And that sometimes is a pain in the ass. Say I want to grab, in Hockey Ultimate Team, a guy's coming down the rush and he cuts across because he can avoid you and the computer's not going to step up. I want to be able to hold down the right trigger when I'm not in possession of the puck, and all of a sudden the Y, X, A, and B icons pop up over each one of my players that I'm not controlling, and I can select any one of them that I want. Kind of like what you see in basketball games, I think it was. That would make defense a lot easier. I could select whatever player I want, whenever I want, instead of going right trigger. No, not that guy. Right trigger. No, not that guy. Give me that guy. Give me that guy. I know you can hold down right trigger for the last man back, but I should be able to hold it down to select whatever player I want. Very good. Quick sell all. There you go. All right, so let me know what you guys think about that. And there needs to be, Jesus Christ, we're not getting a shootout at all for NHL 16, which I think is just absolutely atrocious. Once again, they only care about Hockey Ultimate Team. I'll get to that again later, right? But there needs to be a shootout mode, obviously, but there also needs to be a shootout mode for Hockey Ultimate Team. How cool would it be if, yes, you could go into Pavel Datsyuk, not bad, 25,000, that's it for Datsyuk, send a collection. How cool would it be if you could take your Hockey Ultimate Team roster, select 5 skaters and a goaltender, and search online to face someone in a Hockey Ultimate Team shootout. It's separate from the regular shootout. There's online leaderboards and everything. It just adds another twist to Hockey Ultimate Team, right? But God, they're not going to add that. They don't even have a regular shootout in the game, so don't look for that anytime soon. Hut, penalty kill wingers take face-offs. Again, something that could have been ironed out in a beta test for some reason. I don't know if it's penalty kill or power play or overtime. You guys know what I'm talking about when you have your wingers taking face-offs for some reason. Quick sell all. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Here's something that you guys may not agree with. I have it written down. It's kind of a paragraph. Basically, simplify the strategies. You know how in this game we have, overload, umbrella, high forecheck, high pressure, puck side attack, all this stuff. And when you really think about it, does it actually do anything? I think they should erase all this crap and start from the ground up. You have to have a basic AI that can read the play as it's happening. All right. One example would be, if you guys watch my latest Toronto Maple Leaf season mode, when you're on the penalty kill at the end of the game, down by 1, and your computers still clear the puck instead of trying to move it up the ice to get that shorty, right? That's something that shouldn't be, there shouldn't be an option. It should just be programmed into the game where the computers recognize that, all right? Build a core defensive AI, or build a core computer AI that just works in all situations, and then simply have a defensive mindset, a regular mindset, and an aggressive mindset. That's it. And then when you perfect that, that's when you can start adding in the extra stuff. Right now, they make it seem like we have all these choices when it comes to strategy, but really, do any of them play any differently? When the computer's controlling them, they just get flat-footed staying at the line, right? Everyone knows that the best strategy in this game is just go full collapse and just cover the slot, take away cross-creasers, take away wrist shots. That's it, right? So there should just be better AI. I mean, they should just start from scratch, and the AI should be reacting in all aspects of the game without me having to tell them. It's hard to explain. This is why I'm saving it for the quick review so I can have visuals. Empty net AI, I mentioned the penalty kill. When I pull my goaltender, or when the computer team pulls their goaltender, and I'm coming down the ice to get an empty net goal, I think everyone on their team should be trying to stop me instead of collapsing to stop a cross crease. You know, it's just basic AI. Crappy AI, for that matter. Computer goals all look the same. If you go back and look at my Toronto Maple Leaf season mode, man, the computers never just shoot the puck just to shoot it. They always shoot it when they're in a perfect spot, and if you play on a hard difficulty, when they shoot it, it's going off the post and in. Like, it doesn't matter who shoots it. It's just whenever the computers shoot, they score. And that's why James Reimer in my season, he's got a great goals against, he's got a great shutout record, but his save percentage is way below 900. Why? Because the computer only takes shots that go in. They never just throw the puck on the net. I'd like to see realistic goaltender stats and computers picking up rebounds and just shooting it on the net, and having a guy like Ovechkin throwing everything he can on the net compared to a guy like Backstrom who's always trying to pass it. You know, it all looks the same and feels like crap. That's my point. Quick sell all. There you go. How many more? You don't know what, man. You guys were right. Let me talk about NHL, and I can just 48 more. It's gonna take forever. Where else are we? Computer goals all look the same. Computer don't take shots, blah, blah, blah. I just said that. AI should drive the net. I've shown you guys that over the blue line. They just crisscross. Hockey is about north. When you cross the blue line, somebody should be driving to the net. I had a Gallagher clip online. Yeah, I have a clip in one of my recent videos. AI floats anywhere it wants. Try taking the puck in off the rush with a defenseman when your computers are ahead of you. They go offside. And I don't want to hear no excuse about, oh, well, you should play it up to the guys ahead. They won't go offside then. NHL players can hold the blue line. How many times do you see NHL players, defensemen, take the puck into the zone, especially on the power play? That's bullshit, all right? I shouldn't have to pass it up to the first guy every single time just so my team doesn't go offside. That's crap. Quick sell all, there you go. AI floats everywhere. Poke checks are a spammer's best friend. You know, poke checks in this game, I don't want to say that last year they did the poke checks right, but there should be a trade-off when it comes to poke checking. Like, if you're going to poke check, it should slow your guy down tremendously. You should lose the ability to turn for a split second. You know, there should be something, because I agree. People who are out there who are just literally standing in the slot, poke checking, it's just ridiculous. You should tire out the player, or, like I said, like, you should have... Like, say you're skating with me and you're poking, I should be pulling away from you, or if I stop, you should go flying past me, because you're focusing on your hands rather than your skates. If you actually watch a hockey game, you know, when someone's trying to play defense on someone, they're not poke spamming. They're staying with them. They're chest to chest. You know, you're not watching the puck. You're watching the guy's body. And then when you move in with the poke, it's one poke because he's right there. You know, in this game, it's just poke, 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 poke. It's ridiculous. So something needs to be fixed about that. Let's move down here. Hang on. Poke checks. All right, so this is not a must change or anything. Let me know what you guys think about this. You know, with the right stick deeks, I don't want to say that they're bad, but I like the old system where when you took the right stick, you could roll it around the bottom and flip to your forehand or flip to your backhand. In next gen, when you roll it down around, if you roll it down on your forehand, you'll do the toe drag, and I don't really like that. I see that it does work, and it could be easy for people to pull off a toe drag and quickly shoot it, so I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just didn't have a problem with pressing LB or L1 back to the inside to do the toe drag in the last game. You know, and in this game, I find myself doing toe drags when I don't even want to because I'm rolling the stick. Now, that could be because I just don't play the game enough. I would probably get used to it, right? But also, the other one, you know, when you roll it to the backhand and he does that really deep outside drag, that to me looks so unrealistic. I much preferred in the last game when I was on my forehand, or when I was on my backhand, I rolled it around back to the forehand. I just don't enjoy those roll dekes. Everything else, like the quick dekes with the L1 or LB, that's fine. The skating is fine. I just don't like those two dekes where you roll it around, all right? Especially when you combine them with the analog flicks, like you flick it out to the right, roll it back to the left. They move so, like, weird. The agility is all over the place. Like, it looks weird. It doesn't look natural. Quick sell all right, so, but let me know what you guys think about that. I could be off on that. Pass sensitivity is all over the place, blah, blah, blah. I already mentioned that. Puck physics is so bad. Obviously, everyone knows this. The puck bounces all over the place. I felt, again, like last year, the only problem with the puck physics was the ability or inability to block passes defensively, and when you dump the puck in, the puck would bounce like crazy. But they fixed that for current gen for NHL 15. They didn't fix the pass interceptions, right? But I mean, you had it in NHL 14. It was just a minor fix, and they give us this completely new puck physics system with stick handling, and it's ugly. Like, it's sloppy. Like, it's just, god damn, man. And don't give me this shit about, like, well, you're just using a bad player. If you use a good player, they pick it up. No, they don't, man. Every single player in this game acts very similarly, and you can have the best of the best. I'll show you clips of Crosby. I don't have a Crosby. I'll go out and buy a Crosby. Play a Hockey Ultimate Team game with him. I guarantee you, he'll be missing passes. He'll be messing up passes that he creates. You know, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. There you go. Quick sell all. NHL 14 was much better. Okay, here's a good one. Now, again, let me know if you guys agree with this. The AI should focus on playing their position and not look to cover you. Because when you grab one guy and slightly move him out, then all of a sudden you have some right winger coming to play left defense, when it should be you who's at fault. When the computers start to move, then it just becomes a big cluster, right? And hang on, I have it written down here. Yeah, I have an example, a video example I'd love to show you guys. Basically, it was a 5-on-3 penalty kill. I was killing the penalty, right? I was the center guy with my two defensemen. So imagine the setup right there. You're in kind of a triangle in the slot. Now, with the center, I moved out to kind of pressure the right defenseman. I didn't move out of my position incredibly. I just went to kind of pressure him, right? And so I guess the computer viewed that as me out of position. The right defenseman then passed it over to the left defenseman. And what happened was one of my defensemen skated from the slot all the way up to their blue line, I guess, to cover for me. And now we have two players at the blue line on a 5-on-3 penalty kill. They pass it back down low and they get a goal. It's just like the computer should just focus on playing their goddamn position. If I take a player and skate him out of position, then that player should be the only one out of position. Everyone else should stay where they are. Unless you're on offense. If you're on offense, then you can cover each other, right? On defense, the computer should just play their positions, man. It would make everything a lot easier. Because they skate all over the place trying to cover each other. It's ridiculous. Goalies shouldn't move faster than the speed of light. When you see a goaltender make one of those desperation saves, honestly, just go back and look at, get a constant rate of motion during the replay. Nice slow motion. Before the goalie makes a save, you know, he's moving the same speed as every player, and then all of a sudden the shot comes in, and for a split second, he warps just to get the puck. It's ridiculous. The desperation saves, man, they shouldn't be happening, 3 times a period, and they do in this game. Every time you go to a backhand and it's going to go in, the goaltender will try to dive back across. A one-timer, he'll try to dive back across. Where's just a solid push to the right, a solid push to the left, or a goal where the goaltender just gives up and gets beat? You know, like every time, it doesn't matter if it's going in, he's diving back over with his paddle or his glove sprawled out. It's just ridiculous. It looks so stupid sometimes. Bjugstad, all right, there you go. All right, send a collection, very nice. Pass sensitivity, quick sell all. All right, focus position. Well, this is not coming anytime soon, but online mini-games, EASHL online mini-games, HUT online mini-games. I mean, we're not even going to get a shootout, right? But I can think of so many cool little mini-games. Imagine like an EASHL where you can go into a mini rink 2-on-2. You search for another team who's also got 2 guys, and you play like a half a rink 2-on-2 with computer goaltenders. Or how about like a mini game where it's, you select a skater, you go up against somebody else who selects a skater, and the rink is the same length. It's 200 feet long, but it's half the width. It's like 42 feet wide. And the offensive player has to skate to the goal line in possession, while the defensive player just has to get the puck back and flip it back to the other goal line without possession. You both have 3 chances. Whoever wins takes it, right? You continue to move on. again, I'd like to show you guys that with visual aids. I know it may be hard to understand what I'm saying, right? But the sky's the limit when it comes to mini games, and that's how you sell this game. What's that new game that just came out? It's like a soccer game where you're driving around in cars, right? I mean, it's stupid. It's not realistic, but why has it made waves? Because I guess it's fun to play. NHL needs to have their simulation aspect, yes, but there's also room for a fun aspect, where people who may not be the greatest at the game can have fun in these, and be competitive in these. You can have online leaderboards, where say somebody is not the greatest at Hockey Ultimate Team, because they don't know the glitches. They're not great at EASHL because they don't have people to play with. Maybe they're great in the one-on-one skills competition and leaderboards, and they can get in the top 50 for that, and that's their place to play. And the game then grows because of all these game modes that people can have fun playing. People talk about it with their friends. Hey, let's play this. Hey, let's play that. Instead of, hey, let's play Hockey Ultimate Team. Oh, we can't do that even in this game. Oh, let's spend some money on Hockey Ultimate Team. Are you kidding me? Like I said, the 15 and younger crowd are spending money on Hockey Ultimate Team. The 27-year-olds like me, fuck no, man. I got bills to pay. And, like, honestly, when you think about it, it's ridiculous. I think I was talking with the guys in the chat. You know, the Ultimate Team packs this year, I was asking them what was the most expensive Ultimate Team pack they sold this year. I think they said $40. I wish I could have gotten a picture of that, right? But $40 for a hut pack. So they're basically saying, EA Sports is basically saying that 2 of their Ultimate Team packs are worth more than the new Batman game entirely. Think about that for a second, guys. 2 of their Ultimate Team packs are worth more than the entire Batman game. It's a fucking joke. It's a goddamn joke. And someone like me sees it as a joke. You know who doesn't see it as a joke? Young, dumb, impressionable fans who just started watching hockey in the last few years and who want Sidney Crosby on their team. That's it. They don't care that the on-ice product looks nothing like hockey. They're not intelligent enough to know that the players react exactly the same on the ice. They're fooled into buying these cards. And the one thing about the young, dumb, impressionable fans, they're always upcoming. There's always a high turnover rate, you know? People are always having kids. Next year, there'll be new kids who are buying the game for the first time. The year after that, there'll be new kids buying the game for the first time. They don't care about the guys like me who have bought the game and who are skeptical, you know? And if they only sell 100,000 copies of the game, in the old days, in my day, if you wanted to make more money, say you wanted to sell 200,000 copies, well, guess what? You'd have to make a better game. You'd have to put money back into that game. Hockey Ultimate Team and EA Sports, they figured out how to make more money. They don't need to get 100,000 people or 100,000 more people to buy the game. They just need to get the 100,000 who bought it to buy the game twice. How many people out there spend over $100 on Hockey Ultimate Team? How many people spent over $250, $500, $1,000 even? And that's crazy. They're getting more sales. They're just not getting it from new people. They're getting it from the young, dumb, impressionable fans who are buying their games, 3 times over, 5 times over. If you spent over $1,000 on the game, Jesus Christ, you've bought the game over 10 times over. You know what I'm saying? That's how they're making more money, boys. It's the young, dumb, impressionable fans that they want, not old geezers like me who want real hockey simulation. That's what frustrates me. Nah, man, I just went off to a rant in the middle of my rant. Here we go. Where was I? Online minigames. Also, they need to just in general stretch out the range of ratings in this game for Hockey Ultimate Team and just overall. I mean, 90% of the players in this game that are used for online gameplay, not 90% of the players, 90% of the players that are used for online gameplay, they're between 84 and 90 overall. I mean, if you look at FIFA, there's some 75 overall players that can be very useful. In HUT, 75 overall is a joke card, and everyone knows it. There's even, 88 overall cards that are joke cards. It's just a name and a face, man. That's it. There needs to be a wider range, but like I said, remember how I showed you guys the HUT ratings video? HUT ratings don't matter, right? So, I just hate seeing everyone in the same goddamn category. Like, if I were to put myself into this game, what would be my overall? I'm thinking that if I was to make this game, my overall should be 15 or something. But the way this game is, look at guys like John Scott, they're 75 overall. New rookies that are coming into the NHL, they're 65. John Scott's better than Connor McDavid in this game. It's just ridiculous. They should have first liners is 80 overall. Second liners, 70 overall. Third liners, 60. You know, fourth and rookies can be like 50, and superstars could be 90 and above. Like, everything is just so jammed. Like, look, Chris Neal's an 82. Nina Niederreiter's an 83. You know, like, it's just... And the ratings don't matter anyways. It's all garbage. Like, it's just garbage. The HUT ratings need to mean something, and the ratings in general need to mean something. And stretch them out, man. Game modes, I mean, do I need to make any... Do I need to say anything more about this? Yeah, what really pisses... Oh my god, you guys really picked the right topic for me to talk about. If you go back and watch my NHL 15 quick review, remember when I said that thing, like, they're just going to re-release game modes and call them new? Like, NHL 16 will come out and it will introduce for the first time on next-gen consoles online shootout. And then 17 will come out and it will also introduce, you know, live the life on next-gen consoles. How right was I? They don't even have NHL 16 having shootout modes. How right was I? NHL 17 is going to come out, and I guarantee you they're going to promote shootouts like it's the greatest thing of all time. Even though we had a fucking shootout mode in NHL 94. It's a goddamn joke, boys. Goddamn joke. Quick sell all, there you go. What else? Game modes. Yeah, OTP changing colors for no fucking reason. EA, what? OTP mode, alright? Going back to NHL 09, green is left wing, red is center, blue is right wing, yellow is right defenseman, teal is left defenseman, purple is goaltender. And it just seems like, oh, well, NHL 15 comes out, we really didn't bring anything new to the game, so let's make sure to change the font for the scoreboard, and also if we have an OTP game mode, which we'll eventually patch in, make sure to change up the color icons. We want this game to look new and fresh. It's a fucking joke, man. Now, if that was the actual mindset, I mean... NHL is going nowhere. I'm hoping it's the mindset of they just honestly forgot and they're going to change it back. But who's on board with me there? The OTP icon should be exactly the same as they were before. They changed that just to get somewhat of a change into the game. It's a freaking joke, man. Send a collection. There you go. Am I almost done these damn packs? Jesus, you guys were brilliant with this idea. Oh yeah, 7 more. I want to do a score on Johnny for 100K today, so I need this. Let's keep going. Yeah, the OTP stupid color changes. More detailed player stats. You know how, like, when you go to OTP, especially in this game, but this is also for old gen as well. When you're looking it up, it only shows your goals, your assists, and your points. Well, EA, when you only show goals, assists, and points, and that's how you rank everyone, what do you think everyone's going to be trying to do? Get goals, assists, and points. Why don't you, open it up for the playmakers out there? Have an individual passing percentage stat and have a leaderboard for passing percentage. Why not have a hitting percentage or a avoidance percentage for those hits? Have advanced analytics basically in the game so that someone who may not be the greatest at dangling can be a surefire stay-at-home defenseman and wreak havoc upon people in EASHL and OTP because they're great at their position, You just have everyone wanting to score goals and do cross creasers, and it's all bullshit. It's just, it's so lacking depth. It's incredible. Goalies and OTP, I mean, yeah, that's coming back, but it's incredible that OTP didn't even have goaltenders this year. Different cup celebration, I mean, I think, you know what they did? I haven't even seen the Stanley Cup celebration. I think I looked it up online. But what they did is it's the exact same celebration, but they've taken out certain players in certain areas and added in more camera angles, So it's the exact same thing, but they just made it look different. Same thing with the presentation in this game. Same thing with the icons in OTP. It's the same crap, just repaint it. Give it a paint job and resell it out there and pump out Hockey Ultimate Team. That's their business model. Fucking young, dumb, impressionable fans, man. What I'm telling you guys. Oh, Jesus Christ. For the cup celebration, have it interactive. Like, allow me to control the players and hand it off to certain players. That'd be cool. Game face into the game. I believe at E3 this year, we saw NBA getting game face into the game, giving a lot more. Jesus, that's nice to know. Lock positions before game instead of having to pause it. Yes, you can select goaltender for your game, but in my Toronto Maple Leaf season, I can't even lock a position before the game starts. I have to pause it and go into it afterwards. I don't care what people say. Quick sell all. There you go. Computer when you have the puck, hockey needs to be fast. Yeah, I made a comment here. You know, when the AI have the puck, the hockey is so slow, no one's moving, and then I want to show like a clip of me and my ESHL team breaking it out so fast. Everyone's moving. You know, there's passes. It's night and day difference. I'm just going to say that AI needs to be a little bit quicker. A lot quicker, in fact. High percentage plays are ridiculous. Basically, the game becomes very stale very quickly because, I'll give you guys an easy example. What's the go-to move on a breakaway? Backhand, right? One of those flick to the 2 analog sticks in one direction. It'll 95% of the time it will go in. Why would I ever want to try to shoot 5-hole? Why would I ever want to try to snipe at blocker side on a breakaway if it's a competitive environment and I know I need to get a goal? It comes down to high percentage plays. Oh shit, Mario Lemieux, not bad. It comes down to high percentage plays. If I'm in a breakaway, I'm just going to keep on doing backhands because I know they work. There's no reason to try new shit in this game. Wrist shots, short side, backhand off a breakaway. That's how you score in this game, all right? Let's go to a next one. High percentage plays. And last but not least, you know what? This is perfect. This is I'm going to convince you guys in a very big way here. And this is a really strong selling point that I'm going to show in the next one. So when it comes to this game, I really feel like they only care about Hockey Ultimate Team. How did I start this video? I said that they only care about the young, dumb, impressionable fan. The older guys like me, you know, they don't care. And it goes to show with how they maintain, what's the word I'm looking for? How they promote Hockey Ultimate Team compared to other game modes, all right? Now, we all know NHL 15 didn't have a lot of game modes in it, barely any. But why, oh why, do they continue to update the rosters for Hockey Ultimate Team, giving us the new Milan Lucic card, giving us all these, I mean, look at all the Team of the Week cards that I got, all right, all the milestone cards. They continue to update the rosters for Hockey Ultimate Team all the way up till NHL 16, and I'd imagine they're going to continue to give us Hockey Ultimate Team cards for this game, even when NHL 16 comes out, because not everyone will be able to get that game, right? Why, oh why, do they continue to update Hockey Ultimate Team with the rosters, and yet they don't update the rosters for any other game mode in this game? The last roster update was from April, before the playoffs, I think. So you're telling me playoff mode, GM mode, season mode, play now mode, every other game mode in this game, you're not going to give a roster update for, but Hockey Ultimate Team, oh shit. Right away, get right on it. I'll tell you why, boys, because Hockey Ultimate Team, they can profit after the unit sold. Every other game mode, there is no profit after the unit sold. Just goes to show you where their mind is, alright? I don't have a very good outlook for the future, not based on this. They only care about Hockey Ultimate Team. They won't even give us a goddamn roster update. A real one, too. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. All right, so there you go, boys. Yes, I'm done. I'm done! I didn't even realize. Yes. All right, so last one. Rare Mega Pack. 36 items. Oh, wow. How long is this video gone? 33 minutes! Woo! It does not feel like that. I could have had a podcast. Superb Man podcast. 30 minutes. Let's bitch about NHL. I could go for hours, man. But I'm sure you guys can kind of understand what I'm saying. Problem is, the guys who disagree with me are those young fans who love Hockey Ultimate Team. If you love Hockey Ultimate Team, man, I'm happy for it. I really do. I wish I could enjoy it the way you do. All right? Back in NHL 2000, I did enjoy hockey like that, but I want a realistic hockey simulator. They promote it like it's a realistic hockey simulator. They charge us $70. I'm looking for more. My standard is a lot higher. All right? So, boys, there you go, man. I have 40 packs remaining, 50 items in my inbox. Whew, we got it all off the chest. So let me know what you guys think about this video. And we're going to do a score on Johnny for 100K. And look forward to that NHL review video because it's going to be full of everything that I just talked about.